Hello, everybody. You know, I do try to start this without laughing, but then look who I'm sitting beside. How is that supposed to help?
Maybe you shouldn't sit beside me.
Well,
I've
could go
been
back to the office.
I have been diagnosed with a highly contagious virus.
Yeah?
It's called Quilt Pox.
Why aren't you wearing a mask?
Well, because I want to share.
Okay. She wants to share. She's going to share.
My children. Do you want to know what?
You know, some days I feel sorry for your children, and some days I feel sorry for you.
Yeah, pretty much. But you want to know what the symptoms are?
Yes,
okay.
I do.
So I was self-diagnosed. I went through the checklist, and so I self-diagnosed this like the doctor will not diagnose this. So I have an inability to stop buying fabric.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
Well, I'll take a tick for every time I'm one of them.
Giggling while sewing.
Well, I listen to country music. Does that count?
Unsustainable hoarding of fat quarters. Okay. Severe need to bond with other quilters. Shall we bond? Savage desire to cut perfectly good fabric into small pieces and sew them back together again.
Well, yeah.
That's what we're doing today.
That's right.
And the worst one of all is the uncontrollable urge to make everyone you know a quilt, or 2, or 3.
Okay, alrighty. Oh my goodness, I have 6 of 6 symptoms. Symptoms. Okay, there you go. That's a symptom.
I should put add on there because like Belle's like she's come home and she's like she just keeps shaking her head. She goes, her house is like really starting to look like an old person's house. I'm like, what do you mean by that? She goes, things are quilted everywhere.
Oh, the poor child. She just needs to be lucky that she still has a bedroom.
I still plan on making her a quilted toilet seat cover.
Oh, dear God. Okay. No, I wouldn't go that far. I do sew a lot of stuff that maybe they don't need, but they never tell me they don't need it, so it's good.
Yeah, well, I think it would be fun just because, you know.
Okay. All righty. So that was our beginning today.
Yeah,
it's just anybody else suffering from quilt pox?
Let us know.
We can help you.
Yes, we have we have the what should I say? Therapy, medication for it. And in that, we have an obscene amount of fabric for you to buy. We have classes to help you learn to quilt all those quilts for everybody that you want to.
Yep.
Because we have a beginner class. So if you're just getting started, if you've just recently been diagnosed with this and you want to get started with that need to bond with other quilters, we have beginner quilting classes. And some, other classes.
The embroidery one.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Yes. We've got just about anything you could think of. And if you can think of it and we don't have it, tell us.
We'll find it. Pretty much.
We'll take care of the need. Because, well, hey, we're all addicts here. What can I say? You know, it's the fabric thing. It's real.
It is.
It really is real. Even the collecting of sewing machines is real. I know when you tell people you have more than one sewing machine, non-sewers just kind of, why would you need more than one? Oh, well, okay, sit down. How much time do you have? I'll explain it.
Well, I mean, you've got those, so you've got the bigger fancy machines that do like wonderful stuff, but they're heavy. And so you don't want to necessarily lug them to class, so then you need your lightweight ones.
Yes.
And then if you're an embroiderer, while your machine is embroidering, you also want to be able to sew at the same time. And so, there's reasons for it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I would like to have a setup where I can just swivel the chair from machine to machine. just in a little circle there, and you could just your cutting board, your embroidery machine, the serger, the sewing machine, and just kind of go around like that.
Well, mine is kind of. I have like my embroidery or my sewing machine is here, my embroidery machine is here, and then kind of directly across is my cutting table. And so I just, it's quite funny because I'll sit in my rolly chair and I just kind of roll where I need to go. And then so pretty soon I'm going to have to replace the hardwood, like the loam in my floor. And then but it's funny, like Simon, our puppy there, he used to come in and he'd like to sit and lay in the sewing room when I was in there. And so I'd be at my cutting table doing something or whatever, and then it'd be time to go and embroider. But he'd be laying there. And so I'd just like, all right, Simon, I'm a-rolling. And then so he'd get up, and then he'd move over to just kind of outside the sewing room, but still and then he'd just like drop, and he's a big dog, so he'd just drop, and you hear this.
He was a big dog.
Yeah, because he knew once I start rolling, there's no spot in there for him, and I will roll him over. Than that, so
I think you'd have hurt yourself if you tried to roll.
Well, I know, but it was just kind of funny. He's like, I'm a rolling, and he knew what that meant. He better get out of the way.
It's a good thing dogs are smart. They need to be clever. Okay, a couple of announcements. Christmas fabric.
Ooh, yes, it's in. We
got lots, and it's beautiful. Like, it's even hard to pinpoint what you would like if you, such as I, set a budget. It's really difficult because well, okay. I have a soft spot for Christmas
grocery budget.
I've done it more than once. I have spent my grocery budget in this store. I have to tell you, I've done it.
We work here really just to support our habit. It really is.
It really does help, and I am surprised at how much control I have been able to exert in maintaining. That's iffy. I was going to say a reasonable level of fabric purchases, but I'm sitting here thinking, I need some more fabric for some of the markets, and I know I have it somewhere. But, as everybody knows, I'm just coming off all of that, kerfuffle. So rather than fight to find it, why don't I just buy new?
There we go. That works.
And I'm doing it.
So I've been making like pillowcases, embroidered pillowcases for children in church. And so I only need technically 1.4 meters to make 2. You can't buy 1.4. That's just wrong.
I agree.
So I buy 2 meters because if I like the material to begin with, I'm going to use it at some point. And so I just fold up the rest. And so on the side of my cutting table, I have like a fabric that needs to find a spot on my shelves. But there's no more room on my shelves.
I'm at that point. I have no place to put it. I am now going to be taking home some empty bolts to wrap up the fabric so that I can, find a better way of storing the supply fabric. Is that an appropriate word? I don't know, because I probably don't ever use it. So, see, that's my theory. I can't leave this earthly plane until I've sewn all of my fabric. I'm here into my 100th. New machines.
Yes. We have.
This is another one.
We got tons of machines coming in. It's just that time of year, so we've got there's the new release machines that are coming in. We're stocking up because we did our big, demo sale where we got the shelves were or the tables
were getting a little.
They were looking a little empty, and so we needed to replace them. And so we kind of waited a little bit until September when some of the new machines are coming out.
Yeah.
So now all of that is starting to come in, and so we've got those coming in. So if you're in for a machine, come in. We're gonna have tons of them.
We are going to. So if you're thinking you might want a new machine, you might want to gift one to somebody. Now is a good time to come in, have a look, see, try them out, because we have great machines. The brands are incredibly reliable and quality. So
I like trying out machines because you can read what, like it's this and it's that and this and that and all that kind of stuff. And you can but sometimes when you sit in front of that machine and you're like, okay, so yes, it's got, I don't know, like the thread cutter, for example. So yeah, that's a skill there. That's a feature that you want. Well, sometimes they're in different places. And so when you sit down, it's going, yes, this is a feature, but sometimes they're in weird places for you, right? And so when you sit down at that machine and you can sit there and say, okay, yes, this feels comfortable. Reaching and doing these kind of things, it feels comfortable, natural, or whatever. So that's why we have them out, is so you can sit.
Yes, it's important.
And get that feel, because it's kind of like when I took my mother-in-law car shopping when she, after her accident a couple of years ago, I told her to write down things that she liked, like things that was important to her as a feature and things that would be a nice have. And then we went and looked at different cars. And so one of the things was like the little pocket thing, she wanted good space in there. And so we checked those, and a car that she thought that she was really going to like, that she's like, well, no, it's too far back, or it's too this. It wasn't comfortable. Whereas a car that she wasn't necessarily kind of into or never really thought about, she goes, oh, wait a minute, this feels more comfortable. This feels more whatever. And so sitting down in front of these machines and touching them, and not groping, that's fabric, but touching them and just like, okay, where are those buttons? Is it easy for me to reach? Is it, because what is comfortable for a left-hand person isn't necessarily comfortable for a right. I mean, granted, they all kind of go the same direction, but where those buttons are, if you have to.
Yeah, and I think that's why when you look at different brands, you see different setups.
Yes.
Because whoever designed that machine, that is what was working for them.
Yeah. So definitely do that. So come check them out. It's lots of fun.
And just going to remind everybody about Teach the World to Sew Day coming up in October
22nd.
22nd, I believe. Yes, it's a Wednesday. So if you've got a friend, a buddy, an acquaintance, family member who
wants to know why you've got quilting pox.
This is how it happens. So bring them in, sign up, get it in, come in, make that cute little tote, and see if we have a new victim to our obsession.
I don't know if we should call him a victim.
Oh, we're victims.
Well, no, I know, but like we can maybe put maybe a more enjoyable.
You work on that. You find another word, okay? Alrighty. So, now classes. We're not going to go into all of them that are
there are
up on.
There's so many. Like it's just, and we'll sit there and say, okay, and there's this many spots, and then we'll get it and go on the computer. Oh no, those, and then it changes. Yeah. So it fluctuates. So we'll sit there and say, oh well, we won't say this one because it's full, and then we look and it's like, oh, because somebody, they had a doctor's appointment that come up and they had to cancel or whatever. So it is constantly fluctuating. So definitely check out the website, see what's coming up. I mean, we have like the Bargello runners, we've got quilting classes, we've got tree skirts, we've got your class with the actual tree. I'm so looking forward to that one.
I'm going to make one in class as well. I was going on the weekend. I was looking at all of my supplies I have left over from when I made them the last time, and I have oodles. So I'll bring all of that in, and if anybody needs anything, then they can. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. Okay, so for today we're going to play around with the machine. So one of the skills that it's a time-saving skill.
Yes.
For when because you remember with that quilting pox, the need to cut perfectly good fabric into tiny pieces and sew them back together. Well, sometimes it can be very time-consuming to sew them back together. And so we're going to show kind of a quick little trick on how to sew them a little bit faster. Yeah, chain piecing. So it's putting them together a little bit so that you're not, you know, moving around quite as much.
Exactly.
So
there are a couple of ways of even making the cutting of your chaining easier, quicker. So I'm just going to demo. Right. This is one of the cutters that we have here if you're doing chain stitching. So I'm just going to open it up. So, and if I do, as I have done in the past, slice myself on a rotary cutter.
Okay, no cutting yourself. Do I need to put fabric here so that you
don't know. And I can't get this off. So, there. My fingers don't work well. And we're going to count on Lori to help me out with it so that I can put, this is...
Oh, you need a little screwdriver.
Oh, well, that could be why then. To get, I thought I got the nut off, so I figured that that's the way they did it. So, no.
Well, we can. So, okay, so what is this?
This is called the Petal Thread Cutter. So, oh, wow, look at that. See, there. She just perfectly handled that. And because I am notorious for injuring myself, I just did it that way. Put that piece back on.
All right, keep talking.
And this is going to help us cut. You don't even have to pick up your scissors and snip. So this is going to be another quick little tip if you want to do your chain piecing. So I'm going to demo on our Janome 6700.
Pop this over while I close this up.
They have moved the machine in here for me. So let's just set up our little strips to start doing some chains. Now, so...
Okay, so how do you want to set the machine up for doing this?
Well, okay. As luck would have it, this machine automatically goes to just a straight stitch when you set it up. That's part of the advantages of a computer model.
Okay.
It just kind of knows. So we're never used this machine before. So to set up a straight stitch, not a problem. It's just going to set up on its own. And nice big petal. I love this. I love this big petal.
Okay. What is the best stitch length for doing something like this?
For piecing, for doing quilting piecing, you're going to want, like, if it's quilting piecing, you want it's about I go around at 2. I know some people go a little lower, some people go a little higher. I start around at 2. This is going to do it at 2.4, but because I'm not putting the quilt together, we're going to run that. And I pull to start, I just pull the threads. Hold those threads, and then you don't get that tuck in. And so just keep, like if you were doing, your half square triangles or whatever, you'd probably have them all pinned and marked and everything ahead of time. And so you're just going to pick it up, go through, pick these up. Wow, this is a nice machine. Oh, it feels good. Like it has a good feel to it. And I know if you don't already sew, you don't know what that means. But if you do sew, you know exactly what that means. For me, this is a nice feel machine.
It's a nice compact machine.
It really is, yeah.
Coming to class and things like that.
This would be great for coming to class with, yes. And still big enough, nice big throat.
It
to
does.
Still do you could even do your quilting. I mean, you can do a quilting. It just takes a little bit of ingenuity to do your quilting with a small throat. But it is
all right,
what we do.
hang on. I got to... Oh.
Okay, so here's our chain.
All right, just let me tighten this because I couldn't do both at the same time.
You couldn't? You couldn't hold the camera and tighten the...
Well, no, because both needed 2 hands. And I know I'm weird, but I'm not weird that I have like 4 hands.
Okay, all right.
I'm weird in other ways.
You're weird enough in ways.
Pretty much. All right. This is gonna enough for. Okay.
When you've got people with arthritis doing these small little things, it does kind of add to the time factor.
Yes. Normally you would have this set
nice,
up.
Perfect stitching. Nice tension. Everything is lovely there. Cool. It's amazing what things will get you happy.
All right,
Looking at a nice set of stitches works for me. So we're going to put her in there. So we have a little base. And then you're just going to bring it along. And
see if you've seen that. Oh, well, I can't see that. Hang on. All right.
Sorry. Okay. Well, I got a few more to do. So it's sitting in its base, nice and close. And down. And down.
Okay. So what is the benefit of sewing like this? I'm going to flip this around.
It's a time saver.
How does it save time?
Well, instead of each time... If you're doing, let's say you're even doing 50 strips, pieces. Each one you pick up and you start again. Each one you pick, you end, you cut, you end, you cut, you start. This way, you're only doing the start and the end once each, and then you just quickly snap. And you've cut it off. Your strips are ready. You can press them out now and put them where they're supposed to go.
Yeah, see, I find when I do it that way, because I have my little pile, and then it's almost like the assembly line type thing. Yeah. So you prepare all your things that way, and then it's one thought. So if you've got lots of things going on or whatever, because I know sometimes when I'm constantly switching between activities or things like that, I screw up somewhere. So this one, okay, all of my pieces are getting pinned, hyper focused, done. Then I move over to my sewing machine, doop, 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 and then they're sewing. I'm not moving around, I'm not changing, I'm not doing this, I'm not rolling back and forth, and less thread, because every time you pull it out, then you got to cut and this, and it's less likely for those corners, because I know sometimes when you first start, you get those little things that like to go. Yes. So this way, it's less likely.
Absolutely. And if you're just doing two, but even with just these four, this time saving is negligible. But let's face it, you're putting a quilt together, it's not four.
No.
You're doing 25, 50, in some cases, way more than that if you're doing a lot of small pieces. So the chaining is just saves your sanity, and you're just sitting there and you're in a groove, and you just keep roll, and that's the thing. You're in a groove and you just keep going, and it's just easier, and everything about it is, and you got some George Strait going in the background there for you, and or whomever, but some of us had good taste. One place I used to work, I had a reception station, and I had the radio going all the time, and it was always on a country station, and some people would walk in and you could just almost see them do the, oh, Lord, do I have to sit and listen to this while I'm waiting?
Well,
yes, you do.
Okay, funny. I listen to country. I grow up listening to country. I mean, I listen to a variety of things, and then sometimes I'm only listening to country, whatever. But growing up, or with the kids, we had country going, and I had all that stuff, and they would complain, oh, it's country music, whatever. Do we have to listen to that? Get in Bella's car the other day. She's got her playlist going, and then on comes Rascal Flatts. And I'm looking, I said, you do realize they're country, right? And she goes, yeah. And I'm like, and I thought you didn't like country. She goes, oh, well, Limwell, hits on his playlist. And so I listened to it, and it's actually not that bad. And I'm like,
no, not that bad.
Yeah. And Nathaniel will listen to some country music now. And it's like, okay, so do I get to give you guys the same grief you gave me? Because it's like,
no, because you're better than that.
Well, of course
I started with country music back when I was a child. My dad would play the Grand Ole Opry in his car radio. We lived in very southern Ontario at the time, and you could get the Grand Ole Opry on Saturday nights, and we'd sit out there and listen. So I am talking old country.
Yeah. Well, yeah. See, we listened to all that stuff. Growing up, it was every Saturday night. It was the Lawrence Welk show.
Oh yes, we did that too.
And for the most part, it wasn't bad. I am not necessarily a opera person. Right? It just the higher pitch and the drawn out note. Yeah, not for me. But there was my mom's favorite was that Norma Singers. And so Mom would, turn it up and everything else like that. So when my kids used to complain, country, I says, it could be worse. I could put on, Lawrence Welk. And they're like, hey, whatever. And so I did. I found, thanks to YouTube and all that stuff, I found a clip of Lawrence Welk. Norma Singers. And I played that. And they're like, I says, this explains this.
Oh, wow. We even listened to the Tommy Hunter show.
Well, yeah, but see, country and all that kind of stuff, it's just, and like I said, Lawrence Welk as a whole wasn't too bad. It just, like I said, I'm not an opera singer. I don't care where it comes from. It's just that loud, even regular music, like pop music, and it's like those high pitched.
I don't like high pitched.
It just grates on my nerves, and so, but Mom would.
I think that's why the opera tenors are more popular than the sopranos singers, because I'd like to see an opera in my lifetime. That is on my bucket list. I would like to see an opera.
I don't know if I a language I don't understand and loud and just very drawn out. I'm not sure I could do that.
I'm not saying I'd stay till the very end, but
we just get all gussied up in our fancy clothing.
There you go. Be in the balcony. And just sit there and go, okay, I've had enough. I can go now. I don't know. But, I mean, I think it's just on the bucket list. Doesn't mean it's going to happen.
No.
So, there's a couple of things on the bucket list. So, who knows? Anyway, I think that's it for today.
I think so.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, we want to see.
Come on in and tell us your symptoms.
Yeah, tell us your symptoms. Pop it on the website, how you deal with Quilt Pox.
Yeah, exactly. What do you do? Do you give in like we do? Because if you do, join us.
We will happily spread it around. Come on in and get exposed.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
I'm not sure Tom's really going to be liking that we're promoting, being exposed to diseases.
Check out our little cutter.
Those are so cute.
Yeah, they're.
All right. Have a good day, and we will see you guys
next week.
Next week is October.
That is correct. We'll be into October.
We will be.
Yep.
Have a great week. Bye.